Well, let's start. We were talking. I don't know, for some reason this today I was just like, as I was at work, the value of time really came into my mind. Maybe because I wake up so early and I come out so late,
Yeah.
and I'm in that little, like I'm starting to feel like, yeah, I want to come out of the rat race. Makes me yearn that freedom so much more.
Well, yeah, that's why I keep telling you stop buying stuff, fool.
Man, sure, I was just what's so funny? My wife be coming like quoting this song from the Family Guy. It goes like this: credit card debt, credit card debt. I forget what episode it's
Dang.
on, but it's like this. It's one song that he sings on on his show, and it's like credit card debt, credit card debt. That's us at the mall walking like, yeah, credit card debt, credit card debt.
Dang.
It's a catchy song, but yeah, no reality. Uh, but yeah, no, like no, I was really wondering as I was working. I was like, what is the value of time? Like, you know, I have I know my meaning of the value of time. I and I'm sure you have your own value, your own meaning of value of time. But I wonder, what does each generation have the value of time? And I've done a little bit of research on it. I've been, just Googling, just asking random questions like, what is life? What is life? What is the value of life? What is the value of time? Um, and I came up with this. Well, the this is what my research came up with, and I'm quoting this straight from Google, not GPS. Google says, value of time. Baby boomers may value dedications and long hours. Gen X seeks a pr- pragmatic work life balance, and millennials and Gen Z prioritize flexibility, work life integration, and time spent on learning, socializing, and personal growth. That is the different generations' view on value of time.
Wait, what was the millennials again?
The millennials, and I repeat, the millennials. So this is together. Gen X, Generation X, seeks pragmatic work-life balance, and millennials and Gen Z prioritizes flexibility, work-life integration, and time spent on learning, socializing, and personal growth.
Yeah, okay, I see that.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I consider. I mean, I don't consider. I'm told that I'm a boomer.
I'm told.
I'm
I'm
I'm I'm
reminded.
reminded that I'm a boomer from my wife all the time. So,
When she's
but
only like 1 year younger than you.
it's no, she's 2 years, 2 years, 2 years,
2 years.
2 years.
Okay, big difference.
Yeah. Wow. Wait.
Yeah.
Well, what generation are you considered?
Millennial.
Millennial. Damn.
Yeah.
Get this
I'm
guy.
92.
92. Uh huh. Sure wish you can have an 8 in front of your.
Nah, I'm good, bro. I stick to my 90s.
I stick to your 90s. Hey, I
Yeah,
lived through the
yeah.
90s, so I was born. I
Yeah.
was the last. I was one of the last ones to be born in the 80s. I'm one of the ones that have that privilege to carry that 8 or that infinity upside down or sideways sign on my birth year.
Yeah, but then it's like, can you really say, oh, I grew up in the 80s?
Nah, that's
You were
the
born
one.
in the 80s,
Hey,
but it's
that's.
like you didn't really grow up in the 80s.
But if you think about it, that's a very it's a very like people that were born in the 89th, and I'm speaking to this for like all of us baby boomers out there. I think people that were born in the 89s can say I'm an 80s kid and still proclaim, but I lived through the 90s. I mean,
Hmm.
can you say I'm an 80s kid? No,
I
you
don't want to say
can't.
I'm an 80s kid.
No, I mean, but I mean, it's
I'm a
it's,
'90s kid.
you're a '90s kid, but
I grew up in the '90s. That's what I'm
yeah,
saying.
you grew up through it, and that's all you did. You just grew up through the '90s. We're
That's all you did.
'80s.
Okay.
We're claiming
Okay.
to.
You didn't even grow up in the '80s. What are you talking about?
Hey, 1 year. Hey, 1 year
Nah,
is
you
more
didn't,
than enough.
you just was born in there, and you was born at the end of it.
Not really.
It
dude.
wasn't even the full year.
I was
Your
born.
ass was born right
I
in
was-
September
I was born
or
in
August.
August. That's like what,
August.
9, 10, 11, 12. That's 4 months.
That's 4 months, but it's not even the full year. You can't
Hey.
even say.
Hey, I'm just saying. I was born in the 80s.
I don't count.
And you never guess who called me.
Your brother.
My brother, dude. I haven't spoken to this dude for over. Golly, I'm about to say like it was about to be almost a year, dude. I haven't spoken to this dude
Dang.
like for almost a year, dude. I mean, I cherish my brother. I'm like, all right, cool, like I know he's my brother, but it's just like it's like a big gap. Like he's I'm like what 7, 8 years older than he is. He was born in 1996, 97, and then I'm 89.
okay.
So, I mean, it's like he got
Yeah,
more
it's a
close.
big age gap.
Yeah, so it's like he was much closer. I mean, he's much closer to my sister than I am. And it's not that I don't want to talk to him. It's just like I don't know what to talk about.
Uh-huh.
Cause like I don't know about his generation. But long story short, he's like, he called me in, and I'm like, yo, bro, what's up? Like it's like yeah, like I haven't heard from you for ages. I'm like, you still exist, yes. But no, he was just giving me a heads up, like, hey, like it's my daughter's birthday's coming up, you guys are invited. I was like, all right, cool, send
He
me her
got a
name,
kid?
bro. He has a little girl, dude.
How old?
She's gonna be 1 year. 1 year this September. Yeah.
So but you knew I'm pretty sure you knew because your mom. Right? Or
Bro,
like-
I'll kid you not. Like when she was born, we were literally on the parking lot of the hospital. She was born in UCLA, the Children Hospital. I forget the
Uh-huh.
name, but I think it's called. Long story short, but yeah, we were literally on the parking structure of the hospital when we called him, and he wasn't there. My brother was not there, so we're like, oh, okay, all right, then we'll meet you up somewhere else, and to this
Mhm.
day, no,
Never met up somewhere else.
never met, never like.
Yeah, it's like we don't have that relationship. Like we really don't. And even yeah, same in my situation. Like, I blame the language barrier. Like and Diana says, oh, this is an excuse, which it kind of is, but honestly, like I speak more English. Obviously, I speak more English, and so for me, like if I'm speaking English, I'm talking fast, like I'm speaking English, whatever, and then so bad enough, I already barely have like shit to talk about. If we were to hang out, like if we were to actually talk about something, the only thing really to be able to talk about is like, oh, what I've been doing. That's really it. But then I can only talk about myself so much, like while we hanging out, because then it just kind of comes off as if I'm just like being cocky, like, oh, look at what I did, and then I gotta say it in Spanish. You know what I mean? I gotta fucking talk in Spanish, bro. And I'm just like, bro, how long you been fucking living here? Learn some fucking English.
He's like,
you know what I mean?
He's like with the control, put sap.
Yeah. The
Sap.
fucking captions or whatever.
If only we can. You know what's so funny, and I think this should be a genius idea. If only we can carry a little monitor, kind of like subtitles.
Well, they almost have that, don't they? Have like your phone, like you can like talk to the phone and it'll translate for you.
No, dude. Now they have that little earpiece that translates as people talk.
Oh damn!
Yeah, like
I'm
people
telling you,
like
technology.
it has.
I'm gonna have to buy that just to talk to him.
Exactly. You
Yeah,
should buy
yeah.
him one, and then you carry the other one.
It's not gonna know what the fuck I'm saying. I talk to them fast sometimes. But yeah, I mean, we don't have a relationship. We don't have a relationship, so it's kind of like we're not missing out on nothing.
Okay.
But then, and it ties back to like how you were saying about this topic of today. It's just like the value of time. Time flies by.
It does.
Time does fly by, and then when you realize, you're just like, damn, like, oh shit. You have your kid is all grown up. Like you all grown up. Where the fuck you been at? What you been up to? What you been doing? Like, dang, you know what I mean?
It's
And
when you
so
least expect it too. It's just like it just
yeah,
it's like it crawls up to you. I'm just like, what the heck? Like
yeah,
it's
yeah,
like
yeah,
it's like the 40s, you know? It's just, what you're here already?
yeah. It's kind of like you know just get on a little personal level.
Yeah.
Um, and I don't know if I texted you officially, but my grandpa just passed.
Oh, wait, no,
He
no. What?
I didn't yeah I didn't tell you. He
When
he
was this
he
when you
he
left
he,
or?
he passed. He passed on Friday.
Oh,
And
dude.
it was a decision from the family to
Ah,
basically just unplug, yeah, or whatever.
oh man, dude, I'm so
And
sorry.
so
Mhm.
but the thing, and you know, when we go back to even the topic about just time, right? And
Yeah.
it's just like growing up, I just been so busy doing my own thing, really
Yeah.
just you know, and I don't have memories with my grandpa like that. You know, I don't. You know, I barely have memories. I only have memories barely that you know whenever we swing by, and I think the last time we went, I don't even think I ever took Joseph to meet him.
Wow.
I think maybe Diana was just pregnant,
Mm.
if that. I don't even remember if we went if she was pregnant. If not, like it was just before that. Like we just went with Diana once, or and then some other time was like we went. It was with my brother. We ended up you know pulling up to the house,
Okay.
but I never even took my son, and
Damn.
so my son never even met him, and you know, but we were doing living, we were like doing our adulting, and then you know we moved over here, and you know all everything is just we're over here, and yeah, like I was fortunate enough that God's timing is always perfect,
Mhm.
and not that you know well because the fact that you know unfortunately all this happened with my grandpa while I was over there. Like it was
Yes.
already happening. Like he's already been, you know. But yeah. So like me being over there working on the house and stuff. My
Mhm.
grandpa was already going through stuff throughout the whole year, and then he ends up getting hospitalized. You know, that Thursday before I even went.
Oh
And
man.
then that Monday night, he
Wow.
went into cardiac arrest,
Yeah.
and then from there they put him on the machine, and that's when and my uncle told me on Tuesday. He told
Wow.
me this on Tuesday. And that's why that day, like I really didn't have nothing planned for the house that day. Like I honestly, I was thinking like I was about to go back to your pad. We was
Yeah.
about to build the bed frame. We was just gonna post up. You know what I mean? We was just gonna hang out.
Go
Like
play some
that's literally what I was
pool.
thinking.
Yeah.
Probably
Yeah. Yeah.
like you know what I mean. That's what I was thinking. Maybe would have went with my mom for a little bit or whatever,
Yeah.
right? But then when my uncle texted me that, I was like, I need to go. Like I need
I'm
to go
sorry.
see him. Even if at that point it was already too late. It
Yeah.
was already too late because he wasn't even really conscious.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And but I went to at least be there for my uncles. Like you know, my dad ended up being there.
Oh wow.
Um, and then I took my mom. I took my mom with me,
Yeah.
and I was just like, I was like at the same time I was like to hang out with my mom, but also like my mom knows the family, so I was like let's go support the family, like you know at least. And yeah, we was over there, and he was just on the machine. The machine was breathing for him. He wasn't even breathing on his own. They had all this shit hooked up to him, and basically just pumping him with stuff just to keep him alive. And yeah, we were just there, and we were there. We were like talking with my uncle,
Yeah.
um, and then kind of distracted him, you know, as much as you actually can, right, about the situation, like just kind of talking about grandpa, like you know, joking about how you know what he was, what he was doing, like you know, just you know, kind of not sitting in that like you know that worry and shit, like while you just see him there at least a little bit.
Mhm.
Um, and then my mom had us pray, had me like lead a prayer, which was you
Okay.
know it was nice. Like if my mom wasn't there doing that, I probably wouldn't.
Yeah.
But you know she was like, hey, let's just pray. And then yeah, after that like, but that was Tuesday, and then Wednesday I already had to leave. We needed to do stuff for the house, and I had to leave.
Damn.
And
That
then
sucks.
I think it was Friday night. Friday night they made that decision. And so, when you go back to valuing time, I mean, it's kind of like it puts a little bit of perspective, or just like, an eye opener, where it's just kind of like, don't be too busy to reach out to the family. Even just a phone call, or even just, something like something small. Like, I'm not a big texter. I don't really care about texting. I feel like I always prefer a phone call.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because a phone call is like, is for me, a phone call is more meaningful because you can hear the other person. You guys can chat it up.
Mm-hmm.
And like a little 3 to 5 minute phone call for me probably would be worth more than like texting back and forth. Because like texting is kind of like, I don't know, it ain't the same. It really ain't the same. Like the motion ain't the same. Like, you know what I mean? Then you got to figure out how to like text something. And then if I were to text how I talk, I would probably sound like an idiot to the person that's reading like my text if I'm trying to text exactly how I speak. You know what I mean? So I have to try to think about how to text it, like try to sound a little bit more clean. Like I don't want to say a certain way because I don't want them to read it a certain way, and then take it a different way, and then you know what I mean? Like all this bullshit when it comes behind texting.
And then you got to think of the grammars, the punctuations, and
yeah. You know what I mean? And then you got to use the right there. I don't want to use the wrong there. They're gonna start judging me for that,
bro. And then nowadays, technology has gone so further down that sometimes people don't even text. It's just a response, an automatic AI response. You're texting.
I mean, shit. You could just talk to text. You don't even gotta text.
Pretty much, yeah.
I'm like,
at this point, might as well just have a call.
You can do a voice recording, bro.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah,
you can do a voice recording. I mean, so yeah, it'd be a little easier and shit, but it's still like,
yeah,
like, or just call. But yeah, you know what I mean. So yeah, and unfortunately, my grandpa's gone.
Yeah.
But I feel more for my uncles,
Mm-hmm.
cause I mean, I'm keeping it real, man. Like I can't say that I'm like, feeling it, cause again, like I didn't have a relationship with my grandpa.
And and not to cut you off on that topic, but I'm telling you, bro. I think we were brothers in a different dimension. I kid you not, dude. So, when my grandma passed away, I won't say I didn't have feelings, but I just didn't have that same relationship, and just similar towards what you mentioned right now. Like it's like you were not like so close, and I see the difference because I have my kids nowadays, right? Like both my two babies, and I see the relationship that they have with their grandparents, and I'm just like, wow, it's like so close. Like it's like like they can tell that that's their grandparents. I never had that. I never had that luxury of having my grandparents near me, and I will see my grandma like maybe like one every 5 years. And then the times that I will come see her, she was so busy like repartiendo. How do you say that? Repartiendo.
Yeah, just like serving everybody.
Yeah, like she was like so because my grandma's was from El Salvador, and she was known that when she would come, she would bring like pollo campero, she would bring tamales, chorizo. Back when people were actually able to bring things from other countries, so she would just pack up her luggage, and just bring like all bunch of short things like candies and all them sweets from El Salvador, and and it was my uncles, my mom's cousins, and people like her sisters that were living here in the U.S. Like they were like order her a bunch of things to bring. So when she will come, you will see her just for a little bit, like maybe like the most that we see her was like maybe 2-3 hours, and then she will be elsewhere. So that's why I feel like for me it wasn't like I knew she was my grandma, and I knew she was.
What's crazy, and I'm gonna sound like an asshole, I guess. I don't know. I don't know that mindset, but I'm just like was gonna say like why even like do that? Like why even ask somebody that's gonna come on vacation to actually be with you and hang out with you? Be like, hey, can you bring me this? Can you bring me that? Hey, can you bring us this? Can you bring us that? I'm like, you know, if somebody were to come visit me, like
Yeah.
me, I'm like, hey, like come through. Like, you know what I mean? I don't need shit. Like I mean, don't bring me shit. Just come.
Yeah.
Like, you
Yeah.
know what I mean? Just your companionship is just like it's more than
More than
enough.
enough.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It's like actually, you know, I never get to see you like anybody, right? Like I mean, at this point, shit, I don't see anybody. So I'm just like I was like, you know, I don't get to see. I wouldn't get to see you, and I'm like, if y'all want to come through, that'd be awesome. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then just come through, and then just hang out, and then we go eat, we go do this or whatever. Or if not, we could just sit here and do nothing, like, and just hang out, talk, like, just, you know. But instead of having that mindset, like, hey, bring me this, bring me that, bring me this, bring me that. Like, I want this, I want that. And you know what I mean? And then when they get here, what you bring me, what you bring me, what you bring me? It's just like, bitch, shut the fuck up. Like, you know what I mean? But again, like, I know that's the Latino family, like, or and not just Latino family. I feel like it's a lot of cultures that are the same way. But it's just like, yeah, you know, you gotta bring gifts, and you gotta do this, and you gotta do that, and it's just kind of like, why you gotta bring gifts? You know what I mean? It's just like,
and that loses
motherfucker,
the
I'm already paying the flight. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
It's like, are you guys paying for
visit
it?
your ass, and I still gotta take you gifts? What the fuck? Like, you know what I mean? Like, why don't you have gifts for me when I arrive? Like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? But I don't know.
Yeah, no. And then you know what?
I'm so cut off from, like, you know, any type of tradition and shit that I just talk shit, bro.
No, and you know what's so funny? I completely agree with you because, yeah, that actually loses the value, like the value of, you know, having that time with the family. It loses that companion, that, you know, that precious moments that we can share with, you know, family members that we hardly see. And then when they're not here no more, what is there to memorize them besides that one photo that you guys randomly took, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah,
because I mean, I guess I could get it, like, you know, if they were to bring you something, and I guess it depends on the gift, I guess, right?
Yeah, mainly
if
food.
If they were to, if it'll be different, like they bring gifts because they want to, you know, they want to give you a little something.
Oh, like
That's
7 years? Yeah.
Yeah, like souvenir, like, you know,
Uh-huh.
here, look, mira, mijo, te traje esto. Like, it's different. But then it's
Okay.
like, if you got families that are asking, you know, hey, bring me this, bring me this, bring me this. It's just like, then you putting them to work and shit. They didn't even come visit you. That's why they don't visit your ass no more.
Well, it's funny because I do know that there's like a lot of people that like live in like Mexico or like El Salvador or Guatemala, and then you know how like the economy out here when it comes to medicine, especially medicine, dude. I think that's one of the biggest thing that is being asked from everybody. Hey, tráeme la medicina, aquella, la buena.
Yeah.
And then it's like,
man, it's just so much cheaper over there.
yeah, bro. Like it's like what costs $200-300 here is like only $10.
Yeah.
As we get closer towards, not I won't say the end, but towards like that day that, you know, we're all gonna be seeing you know, God's miracles, or you know, one of the last days, time is gonna be evaporating. Like time is gonna be going like quick, and it's the next thing you know, you're just like, oh my God, time is going by. Like I don't know you, but when I was young, I remember myself telling like, oh, I want to be like 15. Oh, I want to be 20 years old. Blah, blah. And it seemed like eternal till that day came. Like it seemed like many, like the years would felt like it was forever. Like it was like long for me.
Yeah.
Nowadays, I wish it was the same. Nowadays, I feel the time goes by like this. Like I'm like, think about it. Like we're in September. I'm like,
Yeah, the year's already almost over.
yeah, I'm like, it feels like yesterday that I was just celebrating New Year's or celebrating like one of them, you know, early holidays. I'm like, what the heck? And everything is like, I don't know if it's all mental or if it's just that the time is going by much quicker than.
I think also part of it is because we're working now, and we're definitely working 10, 11 hours and stuff, and that
Okay.
also takes up a lot of time of the day. Where
Mm.
like when you go to school, you're there for 8 hours,
Yeah.
and then you get out and you have the rest of the afternoon to do nothing.
Yeah.
And so that's why like the day just kind of takes long. We should be studying, you should be doing
Yeah.
homework, but we don't do that
Should.
shit. And but other than that, like so you're just chilling, doing nothing. You're going to the weekend, doing nothing.
Yeah.
So you're doing nothing for like what I mean the whole time, and then now, as you're an adult, it's just like we working all the time, and then like on the weekends you gotta do grocery shopping, and you gotta take the family out somewhere, or you gotta go to some other party or like family event, or you gotta take this person out, like this family member out or whatever. So you're always doing something. You're always occupied. So the time when you realize this shit is gone.
That's very true. Yeah, that is crazy. That is insane, man. Like we really have to we really have to value time and start looking at time in a different way. Like start scheduling and start you know trying to enjoy the time, making the best of it. Um
Well, that's why we're talking about the whole making money, right? Like how like
exactly.
getting our financial freedom back. You know what I mean? Because
Exactly.
um, it goes back to like okay, our time is flying by because we're working all the time, and even if we prioritize family on the weekends and we slow down to just hang out with the family only on the weekends, but then you're talking about just 1 or 2 days a week. When the rest of the rest of the days you have to work, and then you're home and you're tired, and you know what I mean, like, and then you get up, and then let's say you take a nap and you get up, and then it's like okay, now it's time for the kids to go to sleep already, and then it's like okay, damn, you know what I mean? Well, now get ready to go to sleep, and then now they're asleep, and now you're awake, but you know what I mean? And then it's like, so it's just all like unbalanced almost, but
No, definitely. I mean, we all. That's one of the things that many people are so enclosed. Like I feel like people nowadays, all they want, like all their focus is obviously making more money, but still go to work, and their view is retirement, retirement. And then what is retirement? Retirement is until like what? For some people, like they're barely
but some
starting.
people don't even think about retirement.
They don't.
It's like people don't think about retirement sometimes. You know what I mean? Like that's
That's
just an
true.
afterthought. That's
That
just an afterthought. People in the middle class have it the hardest to get out of basically the rat race. He
yeah,
doesn't talk about rat race, but basically the rat race. He calls it the matrix, but it's
the
basically the rat
Matrix.
race.
Okay.
People, yeah, he calls it the matrix. But people in middle class have it the hardest time. Here's why:
Okay.
when you're broke, you're poor, you're broke, you have nothing to lose, because you have nothing. You're already broke.
Yeah.
So you have time. You have time, and you have that hunger and that drive because you don't want to be broke anymore, and so
Mhm.
you do whatever you can to get out of it.
Yeah.
When you're rich, well, you're already rich.
Yeah.
So you have the connects, you have the wealth. You already know what to do to like not have to pay so much taxes. Like you have all that. You know what I mean? But when you're in the middle class, we're comfortable enough on how we're living to not have that hunger and that drive that somebody that's poor would be, and then at the same time, the money that we're making, we're paying most all of it. We're paying a lot of taxes on it. You
Mhm.
know what I mean? And
Exactly.
then we get into that mindset of credit cards.
Mm.
We make a decent amount that we could probably get that home,
Yeah.
get into debt. We make enough that we can afford to get into that new car. We're getting into debt.
Yeah.
We make enough that we can apply for credit cards and get approved. So we then use those credit cards to then go buy a bunch of shit that we don't need. You know what I mean? Because we can afford the monthly payments. We qualify for them. Broke people, poor people can't afford shit. They can't qualify for shit. They ain't got no other option. They ain't got the option to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Rich people probably don't even need to use the fucking credit cards because they got the cash to fucking buy it.
Yeah.
So middle class has the worst chance of getting out of this fucking rat race because of how comfortable we are, because of all the availability that we have, but the shit that get us locked down. And that's the shit that we need to stop looking at. That's the shit that we need to stop doing. But it's a fucking discipline. Like we need to really like we really need to sit down and be like, all right, I like, what are we doing? What do we need to do? What do we need to cut? What do we need to change? Like you really, it's like a self thing. Like you really need to do,
Yeah.
because it's like other than that, then we're fucked. Like at the end of the day, we're fucked. If we don't do anything, if we don't really change anything in our own fucking lives to
Mhm.
improve ourselves, then we're fucked.
Yeah.
And at that point, it's just like work the rest of your life. You work in the rest of your life. You know what I mean?
Yep, absolutely. And
And
it's like
so
it's,
it's just like-
it's like a diet, right? Like a diet that people was just like, it's we, you know, if we keep eating and eating and eating, we're just obviously gonna get big and big and big. But then once we start cutting off those things, like those meals, those snacks, those, you know, we start seeing a difference in ourselves. Same thing in comedy, you know, like it's like, you know, like we keep buying and buying and buying, and you know, people, it's funny how like people that don't have enough money always get the most expensive things. And you see the rich, they don't be buying themselves like nice big, I mean, obviously there's like one or
Like,
two
so,
that,
like yeah,
but
obviously, right, you
it's
have
like
some that
you
do, but
yeah, like some, I think there was a time people, they were just, there was a lot of them going to Payless. I remember when I used
Yeah.
to go, when I used to work at Payless, you see a bunch of like rich folks just come by, just like, oh, I'll get those shoes, 20,
Yeah.
15 bucks loafers. I'm like, okay, you know, and then
and
they just
there's some really nice shoes for like $40, like $50. You don't need to buy no damn $200 shoes. For what? Just because they make you feel good? Now, again, if you already have your business, if you already have the money coming in, bro, you can buy yourself those $200 shoes. It don't matter, because you hustling for it, you working for it. But you ain't using no fucking credit card to do it.
Nope.
You know what I mean? It's
Exactly.
that's the difference. It's like we need to sacrifice now. Now that we're young, now that we can, we need to sacrifice now so we can do something and actually like change our future, and not just
Yeah.
be stuck in the same shit. Like, you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
just stuck in always having to work. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
then
Right.
it's like I want to be able to have the time to see my sons grow, and now we're gonna have the baby. Like I want to have time to be here and like you know be able to help, be able to watch him grow as well. It's like
Mhm.
I barely remember Joseph's like his when he was a baby. Like I barely remember it.
Mhm.
And first of all, I was an asshole. I was a shit dad to begin with, and second of all, I was always working. Either if it was not Domino's, then it was go do Uber or Lyft.
Yeah.
I was always fucking working. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's just like I'm getting to that point where I'm gonna be a little bit more, free,
Mhm.
and it's only gonna keep, going up from here.
Exactly.
And but it is sacrifice. It's fucking sacrifice.
You know what?
Eh.
Sometimes I'm like, it's the desire of spending and that eagerness of spending. Like, is that like a curse? Is that like a demon? Like, eh, like.
It could be in a
Mhm.
sense. I wouldn't call it maybe not a curse.
Mhm.
The thing is, even then, I wouldn't even. I don't know. I don't know. I'd imagine it could get to that point where you can call it demonic,
Mhm.
but in this state, it's like it's not. I wouldn't call it demonic at all. I wouldn't even call it a curse at all.
Mhm.
I mean, the curse would be sin, yes.
Mhm.
But I believe it's just because we're just trying to pleasure ourselves, trying to
Mhm.
please ourselves by buying ourselves things, trying to make ourselves feel good, and you know what I mean. And like, in some cases, some people they buy shit so they can show off to others,
Okay.
And you know, in other cases, well, we just buy stuff because we want ourselves to feel good. We're like, and then we have the I deserve mindset.
Yeah.
I worked for this, and
I
I
deserve
deserve
it.
it.
Yep.
I deserve that new car. I deserve that new clothes. I
Mm-hmm.
deserve that shit. Like I deserve it. I deserve it. I deserve it. And then okay, you get a check of $100, and you go and you think you deserve a $500 like item. You know what I mean? And you put it on the
Yeah.
credit card. You only made $100.
Damn.
So it's the I deserve mindset. It's the consumer mindset, and you know what I mean. It's just that poor people mindset. You know,
Mm.
and it's like that's all of the things that we need. It's a habit. It's a habit. You know what I mean. And
Yeah.
it's because we didn't grow up with people that talk to us about it. We didn't grow up to people that teach us and show us since we were young on
Yeah.
to have a different mindset, right?
Of course.
On you need to be smart, you need to invest, you need to do this, you need that, stay out of credit card debt, like or even to support, even to be like, hey, look, I mean, here I'm gonna buy your stuff here when whatever, right?
Yeah.
But it's just like now we're not old, we're not that old.
No.
And we can still turn it around. We can still do it, even with our families. It's
Yeah.
still possible. It is still possible, but it takes two. It takes both, and it takes sacrifice. It takes
Yeah.
sacrifice. It takes willingness. It takes understanding to be like, I don't need it. I don't need it, and this I deserve mindset. It's like, no, I don't deserve it. I don't deserve anything. I don't deserve anything, because to say I'm a deserving of something means that I'm holding myself to some type of higher standard. And that last time I checked, I'm nothing, and the only one that makes me something is God, is
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. He's the one
Absolutely.
that calls me to be something,
Mhm.
not that thing I'm buying, not that thing that I'm like seeking to get, but it's God's love that calls me, that says that I'm something. It's Him that calls me His son. And that's all that I am. Like, I'm not even deserving of that, but yet He still causes His son, right? He causes His children. And so we need to get rid of this I deserve mindset, because I'm like, we don't deserve anything. God gives us the privilege of being able to work. He gives us the privilege of being able to have our family. He gives us the privilege of being able to like support them, to give us the wisdom in doing so. And then within that wisdom, we need to get items that we need.
I'm gonna close it up with like a verse out here that's pretty much uh, kind of like referring towards what we're speaking about, time, money, and having that, getting out of that mindset of like always wanting to spend and spend and spend and spend. And it says like this, Proverbs 12:11. It says, whoever works his land will have plenty of bread, but he who follows worthless pursuit lacks sense. All right, like it's all out there, man. It's like it's telling you, the Bible is telling you, man. Like if you work your land, you're gonna have
What
your
verse is
bread.
that?
Proverbs
verse is that?
Proverbs 12:11.
Proverbs 11.
Yeah,
I like that verse.
yeah.
That's a good verse.
Thank you guys for taking the time to listen to us. I hope that each and every one has a blissful week, and we pray for not only wisdom but prosperity in each and every one of you guys. And we are always gonna be praying for you guys and keeping you guys in our thoughts. I appreciate for taking the time of listening to us, and God bless. Thank you guys.
You are the light in the darkness.